Hi, everybody. International Publicist Michelle Tennant Nicholson here. I am the co-founder of friendsofeastflatrock.org. What we're talking about is property values today. So I have with me a person who lives as our neighbor here in East Flat Rock, and she's anonymous. And the reason why she's anonymous is because she's in the course of selling her house right now. And she doesn't want to be identified because she finally, after, I think this is the sixth one, she'll tell you about the whole thing, but she's had trouble selling her house. And so we just wanted to document for the commissioners what's happening as a result of the asphalt plant application in East Flat Rock in an area that's zoned residential, office, commercial, not industrial manufacturing. So we're just going to identify you. What is like when we were little girls and we were playing house and things like that? What was a fake name that you liked to use? I like Tabatha.
I really don't know.
Okay, I like
just come up with one.
Okay, can I call you Tabatha because I loved Bewitched. They remember Bewitched? Like that. And every time I played house, I always was Tabatha.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to call you Tabatha, okay?
Okay.
So thank you so much for sharing your story, and we'll keep you anonymous. And I know that you also have a letter that you wrote to the commissioners. And do you want to read that, Tabatha?
Sure, I will read that right now.
Thank you so much.
Okay. My husband and I are natives of Western North Carolina, as are our parents and generations before them. Living in Southern Henderson County is such a blessing. We recognize and cherish this privilege. Many people have spent their life savings moving here to partake of the natural beauty God has bestowed upon Southern Henderson County. The beauty of the mountains, the pristine Green River Preserve, and Saluda draw people here from all over the country. The precious wildlife, such as the turkeys that are having their babies now, bear, deer, rabbits, and squirrels, all present in the area, could vanish and cease to exist because of the toxic air the unwanted asphalt plant will impose upon them. So many of us have health issues we live with every day, and the asphalt plant will only accelerate the diseases and make those of us with respiratory issues suffer intensely, as well as put us at high risk of cancer, migraines, and etc. There are so many innocent people, from our well-respected elderly population down to our precious children, that depend on us to protect them, to ensure they have a safe, clean place to live and grow up, who will be forced to live in an extremely toxic environment at no choice of their own. The loss of life, financial, mental, and environmental devastation will be detrimental if you allow this plant to proceed. You have the ability to stop it now. The county has zoning regulations in place for a reason. Careful consideration went into specific areas to determine the accepted use of lands. Why have zoning if someone can come in and petition the board to change just to benefit their greediness and forego the consideration of the community? The decrease in property values will be absolutely catastrophic, to say the least. The county will lose tremendous tax revenue. My husband and I intended to stay here when we moved 2.5 years ago. Just in the last month, we have realized our aging parents need us to be closer to them. So we put our house on the market. We live near the proposed site, and the home we purchased, thanks to the previous owners, is absolutely beautiful. It sold in one day 2.5 years ago. In the last few weeks, we have lost 5 sales because of the threat of the asphalt plant. I think Mr. Shipman should be held responsible for the losses residents are losing due to his pursuit of an asphalt plant that is definitely not compatible in our area. This asphalt plant doesn't even begin to be compatible with our community. It is not wanted, welcome, or to say the very least, needed. It is becoming more daunting every day, and the plant is not even approved or built yet. I can't even begin to imagine the agony we will endure if you approve this zoning change. There are currently enough asphalt plants. No more are needed. Such a crying shame that such as this would even be entertained while the community begs and pleads for the quality of our lives as we know it now to remain intact. Due to the COVID, you can't see the faces or hear the voices of a hurting community, but I beg you to please read the emails you are receiving as if this was your home and your family. It is not right for one man to disrupt an entire community's lives and seek an industrial zoning change when we all moved here because of the protection that was in place. Mr. Shipman won't even show his face on Zoom. What kind of businessman and neighbor do you honestly think he will be? How can you even consider allowing one man to destroy the lives of an entire community? His business will shut down the neighboring business beside him because of the toxins. People who have worked so hard to build their business and be good neighbors, how can this happen? My husband and I went through an economic disaster in 2008 at no fault of our own due to the housing crisis, at which we are finally beginning to recover 12 years later. Now, we, along with everyone in the community, are facing economic, environmental, mental, and health devastation at no fault of our own. Before we realized the need to move closer to our aging parents, we had an appraisal for refinancing. Our home increased in value $48,000 in 2.5 years. Is Mr. Shipman prepared for the lawsuits possibly coming his way as a result of the devaluation of our properties, as well as the health issues the community will experience? I have so much to say, but in a nutshell, I am asking you to please deny Mr. Shipman the ability to build this asphalt plant and allow all of us to live our lives in peace and tranquility, knowing we won't lose our health, the life savings we've invested in our homes, our environment, or our minds due to the mental anguish created by the asphalt plant. Southern Henderson County will forever be so grateful to you, as will our children and children's children when they reap the benefits of your decision if you deny Mr. Shipman the ability to build the asphalt plant. Please, please, please spare our community and restore our lives.
That's amazing. That is such an amazing, I think that that really gets everything. One of the reasons why we kept you anonymous was so that you could tell us, so on the 6th, so there is a buyer now that's coming in on the house, but you had to drop the money by $20,000. So of that is correct. So of the $48,000 you would have gained, you're now only going to gain about $30,000.
Yes.
So you are experiencing a $20,000 loss right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So the one thing that there's a lot of conversation and a lot of people put forth that to refute that reality. And I just want to showcase for everybody, we've got somebody right now experiencing this. So
yes, people are afraid. I mean, just because of the threat. We had people coming in from other states, and just the threat of it scares them, because they want to move here, for the beautiful, pristine area, the natural resources that are here, the Green River that people love to go down and go kayaking and go hiking and, visit the natural places that are here that are preserved. They're afraid that all that will change. There's so much uncertainty. And when we all moved here, and I say all, the community, no one would have bought their homes here if they would have known that the zoning was going to change to benefit an industrial site that's toxic. That's not fair to the rest of us who have invested our life savings in homes and properties and cared to raise our children and take care of our elderly parents in a safe environment. That's not fair for one man to be able to petition a zoning, change that's going to be detrimental to everyone else. There are areas that are already zoned that way for a reason. They were already zoned in a specific area, and our area was zoned specifically to protect us. So why change it?
Totally agree. I totally agree. Well, Tabatha, thank you so much for speaking with me. I'm going to stop the recording. If you're just now you're just now finding out about us or getting information, you can go to the YouTube channel and see other interviews. Some of those in the bottom in the playlist actually are coverage from other communities where people have purchased a property. The real estate agent didn't tell them an asphalt plant was coming in. So by the time they get their dream home, they're living next door to an asphalt plant and they're in a nightmare situation. So I really invite you to check out some of those videos on the YouTube channel. And also you can, there's some, I really especially encourage you to look at John Mason's interview. A similar situation happened in Grimesdale. Even though his granddaddy put on the property deed when he sold it, this property will never be sold to an asphalt plant. Somehow they got that removed and it's now an asphalt plant, and the rest of the descendants are living next door to an asphalt plant. Horrific. So just so that people are really clear about what's at stake here. Thank you so much, Tabatha.
Thank you, Michelle. Have a great day.